husband's being silly on the other side of the door. Here's your tip of the day. Go wish your spouse, if you have one, a happy Spouse's Day, because today is Spouse's Day, in case you haven't seen it. So go make their day. I am hopping on definitely earlier than usual. I know several people are driving home from work right now and have other obligations. I just have a ton of documentation to do today, so I wanted to at least get the video posted since I didn't yesterday. And then that way you guys can come back and watch it. You can take your notes, all that good stuff. So if you are watching the live, make sure you say hi so I at least know that some people are out there. Hey, Kirsten. I'm hoping that at least a few of you, hi Mackenzie, can interact, because I absolutely hate talking to just my phone. It's like the worst. But I understand that it's my own fault because I was still numb yesterday. So I literally would have come on here and like my face would have still been drooping. So it just wouldn't have been pretty. So I'll wait a few minutes. Hopefully people are getting the notifications. I know some people said that they're still struggling, not getting notified when I'm going live. Did you guys get notified when I went live? I'm assuming, because you guys were on here pretty quickly. Hey, Kinsey. Hopefully you guys at least got a notification. I'm gonna post in the group that I'm live. Perfect. Okay, so some of you guys are getting notifications, which is great. If you're not, make sure your notifications are turned on for all the posts in this group. Facebook will automatically make it so your preferences are only for the highlights, so you won't get it all the time. That's awesome. All right, so some people are getting them, some people aren't. Kinsey, do you get them when I post in the group, or like when other people post in the group? Or it's just weird that it's not notifying everyone all the time. Hopefully if you guys go back through and check your settings and mark it for all posts, that will change. So it shows we only have 2 people on right now, which is totally understandable. But I'm hoping a few people can hop on. So today is all about, that's so weird. I don't know why my notifications for you or whatever aren't working. I don't know. Well, thanks for checking. You were on like instantly. So week 4 is all about PRV, which I'm sure you guys know, whether you've been with Cincy since yesterday or 2.5 years ago back when I started. PRV is absolutely the core of your business. So a lot of people will talk about the 3 legs of success, which is PRV, sponsoring, and then coaching your team. But I personally think that PRV is absolutely the most fundamental aspect besides self-care and all of that stuff. But if we're talking about tangible items in your business, I absolutely think that PRV is the most important. And I will kind of explain why as we go on. But short, sweet, simple explanation is if you don't have your PRV in, it doesn't matter what size team you have, you will not get paid off of them. So that is Cincy's way of making sure that we are all still working our own business to be able to benefit from having a team and having those that can help us when we personally have slower months. People will always tell you you can make good money with Cincy by selling, but you will make great money with sponsoring. And that'll come in our sponsoring talk. But while that is true and PRV is money right now, it is so fundamental for your business, and I truly believe that everything stems from PRV. So there is absolutely no way that I could give you all you need to know or all that you could know about PRV. There are countless videos on YouTube, countless resources on your workstation. So I kind of just did, like, if I'm thinking about PRV, I kind of just like word vomited everything that I thought, just because that's more experience that I can tell you personally. And maybe it'll be a little bit different than resources that you can find on YouTube, on Workstation, etc. My goal with this entire program, and you guys have probably started to see this, is not to spoon feed you information. So I'm not going to sit here and say, this is the way you get 500 PRV, this is the way you get 1,000, because you guys are all leaders and you guys all want to grow your business. So my job is to give you resources, is to give you inspiration to go out and find the answers. So while I'm going to give examples of awesome ways to get PRV, you need to know where those resources are if those items aren't working for you, because what works for me does not mean it's going to work for you. So you have to find what your customers like, what your business is most successful with. So I just want to preface it that I want to give you a spark and just get your wheels turning, so from here on out you can carry that and continue to have a successful business even without me right next to you telling you exactly what to do. Like I said, this has to be a non-negotiable of your business. Like, point blank simple, if your PRV is not where you want it to be, you have to start there. You cannot build a successful team and lead a successful team without your PRV being where you want it. Whenever you have a team, you have to lead by example. There is no ifs, maybes, buts involved in that. Like, that's just how it has to be. You have to lead by example. So if you do not have high PRV, you can't expect the people watching you and following in your footsteps to have high PRV. Why would they? So everything trickles down from having high PRV. It's not everything in your business, but it is definitely fundamental. Like I said, you have to have at least 500 PRV to get paid off your team. Absolutely no exceptions. Not 480 PRV, not 300 because you had a slow month. If you want to get paid off of your team, you have to have your 500 PRV in. And let me just start out by saying that if you want to grow a big business and have a thriving business that doesn't need you inputting in your effort every day, 500 should be nothing. Your goal should be 2,000 every month, even the slow months, even the J months, even months where we don't have LTOs. 2,000 PRV should be your goal. Why? Well, you're automatically going to get a 5% raise. So where most people get paid 25% off their commissions, once you hit 2,000, you automatically get 30% off of your commission. So that's a guaranteed $600 paycheck. That doesn't include any kind of bonuses from your team, any leadership bonuses, anything like that. So think about what $600 guaranteed in your pocket every month could do for you. And once you get that, you're just going to continue to build, where you have at least $1,000 guaranteed in your pocket every month. You have at least $2,000 guaranteed in your pocket every month. And then anything above that is just a wonderful bonus that you can set aside to save, to spend on you, whatever. But start to get that consistently down. So 2,000 PRV a month should be everyone's goal. It sounds terrifying. Absolutely terrifying, and I will be the first to admit that I was like, there's no way. Like, they just do that for the elite people in Cincy that can sell a bunch and then they get the 5% bonus, and all of us don't ever get that. Once you do it, it's like an addiction. Then you want to do it the next month because that 5% bonus was really nice. And then it becomes, okay, let me do it again and again and again until you have an entire year where your PRV was over $2,000. And that's possible. In a month of a pandemic, or in a year of a pandemic, in a year of starting clinicals, in a year of starting one of the most stressful school semesters of my life, so much has happened last year, and I had over 2,000 PRV every single month. So again, not saying that to brag, saying that to show you that it's possible. I'm a real person that just put in the work for my business and I made it happen, and you can too. So whenever you're talking about PRV, what are some helpful hints? I'm going to tell you that I don't always think you have to take notes during our little chats, but this one might be a good one to jot down some notes for. We all know I'm going to be long-winded and I'm probably going to talk a while. So the likelihood of you wanting to come back and rewatch the video is pretty slim. So if you have notes that you can refer back to, if your PRV is not where you want it for a month and you can come back and refer back to these notes, it's going to be super helpful. So if you don't already have a pen and paper, it might be helpful to grab it so you're not just trying to cram all this in your brain. So with PRV, number one thing that you need to do is you need to take care of your customers. Simple. You absolutely have no other option but to take care of them. And it's important to know that we don't own our customers. So just because someone bought from you doesn't mean that they have to purchase from you again, especially in parties. Cincy is pretty well known. A lot of people have at least heard of our waxes. So there are several people that will hop into parties and be like, oh yeah, I've tried Cincy before. You know, I purchased from this person or this person. They're not stuck with that person. I'm not telling you to go and steal customers because that's not what we do in Cincy, but also think of the flip side. What if you were their original consultant, but the other consultant in this party spoiled them rotten, gave them all the samples, gave them great customer service, helped them when they didn't love their wax bar? They're gonna tend to lean towards that consultant because they know that they can rely on them. So don't go and try to steal customers, because that's absolutely not what I'm trying to say. But pretend like every customer has the potential to be stolen from you, because we don't own them. And I've heard of family members not buying from other family members and going somewhere else because this consultant provided them better customer service. So just remember, we do not own them, and at any point in time they could go and find a new consultant. So we have to make it that they want to come back to us. So why would they continue to keep coming back to you? If that's going into building your brand. So, who are you? What is your story? Do they want to support your story? Having that cute packaging, and by saying that, this can be a rabbit hole that you can go down and spend lots of money. But I mean literally going to the Dollar Tree, getting a $1 package of fluff or a $1 thing of tissue paper and a package of bags that you literally can just package their order up like a gift. All of my bags are white, and they get teal tissue paper with a name tag on front with their name, and occasionally I'll throw on a scent circle if I have a bunch. So every single time they get a gift from me, it looks like a gift. Every single time they get an order from me, it looks like a gift. And that's the goal. They want to feel like they're getting a present every time, because it just makes it feel more special. And I maybe spent 25 cents on packaging. So if you have questions on the best places to get packaging, Dollar Tree is going to be your cheapest off the top. So you're going to spend $1 whenever you go there. But if you are able to make an investment, Nashville Wraps is a place that you can order bulk packaging. So bulk tissue paper, bulk bags, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be cheaper in the long run because you're able to buy it in bulk. So while Dollar Tree is more cost effective in the moment, in the long run, places like Nashville Wraps that you can get a bulk of the items will be cheaper. So you just have to know where your business stands, and if you can go and drop $60 on packaging to save more money in the long run. So packaging is super important. You should always be giving away samples. So samples can be a scent circle that you just put on their order, or wax samples. I think it's super important to sample things other than wax, because they know what the wax is. 9 times out of 10, your customer's already buying wax from you. I do have people that don't buy wax from me, but buy our cleaning products or our body products. But those are rare. More people buy wax from you than don't. So I do give out wax samples because they're easiest for me to make. I can make them up quickly, especially if there's new scents. But in times that are slower and we don't necessarily have LTO waxes coming out or anything like that, sample some all-purpose cleaners, sample some counter clean, make them feel special, make them feel like they really are getting extra with their purchase. Something that I personally do, and this is absolutely personal preference, like this is something that's helped me. I am in no way saying that this is how you have to do it, but for all of my local people, I deliver to their porch for free. Do I have a lot of customers? Yes. Are there weekends where my husband and my dad, who are the delivery team, spend 6 hours delivering orders? Yes. But do I think that that's why people keep coming back? Absolutely. Because people hate to pay shipping, so if any way you can save them shipping, I guarantee you they will spend more money with you. People hate paying shipping. I hate paying shipping. I will do anything I can to not pay shipping. So think about that. If you are your customer, and if they're not local to you, then they have to pay shipping. It's just that simple. But then you make up for it by sending them something in the mail, a thank you card, whatever. So like for Brooke, I know she has to take care of her customers from a distance. So that's okay too, but if you do have customers that are local to you and you can put in their orders on one of your bulk orders with free shipping or even discounted shipping, party shipping is still cheaper than going on the website and ordering. So just having your customer's best interest in mind, especially if you can save them money. So if you can bundle and save, if you can save them on shipping, they're going to trust you. So then they're going to know, like, and trust you with their future purchases. So think about that. It's really all about customer service. So if something goes wrong, no worries, Lynn. I totally figured people wouldn't be able to catch the live. That's completely fine. I'm not sure about the notifications though. I don't know what's going on. So when something goes wrong for your customers, you should be helping them. So that goes into customer service. Do not ever give your customers the customer support line for Cincy and say, you can call them. No. One, they're going to forget. Two, they're going to be like, well, this is an extra something I have to do in my day. And three, it is your job to take care of the customers. Simple as that. You should be reaching out to support yourself with the order number, with what's wrong with the customer's product or whatever, and you should be taking care of it. For me, there is a satisfaction guarantee. I think it's 30 days with Cincy, but if I have a customer that purchases a wax bar and they absolutely hate the scent and they tell me that, I will swap it out for something I have in my stock. I don't want them to be stuck with a wax bar that they hate. So customer service, doing the little stuff like that will go a long way with your customers. Okay, so I need you all to get ready to type. There's only 4 of you on, so this will be kind of a short exercise. But this is going to play into creating an experience for your customers. So if you've seen this exercise, don't answer. Don't give it away. But I want you to give me some things that come to mind when you think of Disney. So when I say Disney, comment right here some of the things that come to mind. And I will wait a minute. I don't even have water in here today. So I want you to comment things that come to mind whenever I say the word Disney. And I know there's a delay, so probably be an awkward silence. But this is a really important point that I saw another leader make, and I thought, wow, that's really good. Okay, so Robin says Mickey Mouse. Absolutely, that's like the signature. Mackenzie says Disney World. Mom says magical. I didn't even know Mom was on here. Hi, Mom. I don't know who else is on here still. Robin says Cincy Buddy. Fun. Winnie the Pooh. Okay, perfect. So you guys are right on track. Okay, there you are, Kinsey. Experience friendly, positive customer service. Okay, so you guys absolutely answered 100% the way you were supposed to. But whenever I say Disney, all of you guys think of an experience. So things like princesses and Mickey Mouse, experience, magical. Those words describe an experience that someone has. But Disney is the #1 movie producing company in the world. But no one said movies or something along those lines. Anything that's like a production. So take that and think about it, how it can relate to your business. So we should be creating an experience for these customers. If we share the product in a way that will make our customers have an experience instead of just shoving products down their throat and why they have to use our counter clean, but instead sharing the experiences with them and why we love them so much, then people are going to remember it. There's that saying that people won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So if you make them feel special, if you make them feel like they are your only customer in the entire world, they will remember that over you telling them why our waxes are 100% natural paraffin wax. While some people that will stick with, more people are going to remember the experience that you gave them around Cincy. So someone along the line, someone made a comment back with our last Bring Back My Bar. She's one of my good friends. She was saying something about these are the scents I'm thinking about. Like, I think I'm gonna just all add them to my club and then I'll remove the ones that I don't like once they come in. And I said, oh, I know for a fact you're not gonna like this one, but you're for sure gonna like this one that you highlighted because you liked Cashmere Pear from before. And she was so impressed that I was able to remember what kind of scent preferences she liked. And while I can't do that for everyone, absolutely not, there are ways that you can do that. So writing notes in your phone, putting the in the notes section under the contact of scents that your customer likes, you will impress them more by saying, hey, this new Mickey Mouse warmer is coming out and I know how much you love Mickey, so I just wanted to share it with you. they will feel so special that you remember that they like Mickey Mouse, that it won't feel salesy that you're like, hey, buy this warmer, right? You could message them and be like, hey, do you want to buy this warmer? Or you could say, hey, I remembered that conversation we had about how much you love Mickey, and as soon as I saw this warmer, I thought of you. It's more genuine, and they're going to feel so much more special than just having you send them something that you think they should buy. So that goes into creating a relationship with them. And that relationship does not have to be a return in sale in that moment. So just because you reach out to your customer to say that conversation about the Mickey warmer, maybe next month when it's her birthday, her husband will reach out to you and say, hey, I know so-and-so wants that warmer. Go ahead and buy it for her and put it on my credit card. I'm going to give it to her for her birthday. So even though you didn't make the sale right whenever you contacted your customer, you created that relationship, that know, like, and trust, so it carried over into the future. I'm not saying you should only be nice to people to get a sale out of them, because I feel like there's a fine line that, like, that could be what you think I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Be genuine, be you. But creating that relationship is going to feel more genuine, so whenever you reach out to them to follow up, to share a new LTO, it doesn't feel salesy because you already have that relationship with them. You don't feel awkward going to your mom and being like, oh my God, Mom, you're going to love this scent. Because you have a relationship with her and you know what she likes. So create that same relationship with all of your customers. And that's going to take time. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. But over time, that relationship will build, and then they will see how much you have their best interest in mind, and you're not just trying to be a saleswoman. Because, or man, we don't have any men, but you know what I mean. The worst thing is feeling like that annoying direct salesperson. Let's be honest, we've all felt like that. So these are ways to create the relationship so it's not salesy, it's not, ugh, okay? So getting to know them, that goes into what they like, what their kids like. Where do their kids go to school? Are they in college? Whenever a college warmer comes out, maybe you could say, hey, I know your daughter goes to Wright State. We now have a Wright State warmer. That wouldn't happen, but you get that point. You know, I just thought of you when I saw it. So then knowing beyond them, but knowing their family and their likes and their dislikes and scents that they absolutely hate. So you're never going to give them a sample of a scent that they hate. That is going to allow you to serve them better, and we should always be serving others. Interact genuinely with them on Facebook outside of Scentsy. So I think I mentioned this in one of the other trainings, but you should be Facebook friends with all of your customers if possible. So you can love their pictures and comment on their pictures and interact with them besides just in Scentsy context. So whenever they post pictures of their kids or their dogs or their spouse or whatever, you can start to build that relationship beyond just, hey, do you need more blueberry cheesecake bars? So I say this all the time, but people are watching. People are absolutely watching you, even if you think no one is watching you because you got no likes, no comments, whatever. There are still people to this day. There was someone just the other day that purchased from me who I've been Facebook friends with forever. I went to high school with them. They've watched my journey, but they've never bought from me. But something piqued their interest, and they were like, hey, I need, this new warmer releasing. I know you are really successful in your Scentsy business, so I just wanted to reach out and see if you could order it for me. So because I had proven that I was serious about the business, they trust me to make that order for them. People are absolutely judging you and making sure that you're serious about it, and the fact that you don't flop from company to company to company, or you are all about Scentsy one day and then you badmouth them the next day. That doesn't look good. So if you're going to do it, go all in, because people want to know you're serious. So if you are genuine, that's not going to be an issue. So you prove that through consistently posting in your VIP page, showing up every day for your business, and doing what we talked about and sprinkling Scentsy into your personal life. So adding those little stories, whenever you take a picture of, your new couch that you got, having a Scentsy warmer on the side table right beside it, just sprinkling that in instead of being in your face with those white background images like, hey, buy this, because that's just annoying. People will see you're genuine and consistent when you share about how Scentsy is influencing and impacting your personal life. And beyond that, they will share with people they have relationships with. So you create a relationship with them, they know, like, and trust you, so then they can go and share you with someone else who they know, like, and trust. And so then that starts that whole referral process, which is huge in our business. Treat them like they're your only customer. So that goes into excellent customer service all the time. If you are having a bad day and they're complaining about the scent that you recommended for them and they hate it, and in that moment you just want to say, well, you like all the other notes that I've ever recommended, and like this is the same notes, just don't reply to them right then and there. Take a step back. You don't have to answer them the second they message you. That is good customer service, but you will wear yourself out, and that is also very important. So just know that if you can't respond to them because you feel like you've had a rough day and you feel like you're already on edge, don't respond to them right away. Wait till you're cooled off and then provide them that customer service. Having business hours can be so important to your business that you can serve your people better with business hours. So I was getting so drained, feeling like every time someone messaged me, I had to answer right then and there. Once I established that I may not look at my Cincy page until 7 p.m., yes, people messaged me, hey, you always answer right away. Hey, is something wrong? Hey, are you okay? And that was my red flag, that I was being way too attentive to my customers and being there at the drop of a hat. They still purchase from me even though I have business hours, and they know I may not get back to them until 7 o'clock that night. So it's important to establish that now before you get to the point that you feel like you're so burnt out because you're constantly having to answer your customers. Sharing tips with your customers is huge. They will trust you more if you're sharing how you can make their lives easier. And it can be things like using our clamshells to put paint in for kids so there's not a bunch of paint everywhere. Or it can be things like using our cotton cleanups to clean out their waxes. So yes, you are sharing a Cincy product that could lead to a sale, but it's making their lives easier because they are, sorry, someone just texted me. Totally lost my train of thought. My boss at work just texted me. That threw everything off. Okay, so if you share that with them, you still have the opportunity to get that sale, but they don't feel like you're making the sale because you're sharing how it can make their life easier. Okay, so that's gonna go far. Now, change of pace. You should absolutely be your best customer. How are you ever gonna sell? Share. Ooh, fun business cards. I'll kind of touch on that, Kinsey, a little bit. That's going to kind of be like throughout the program. But I can dive deep into that on a different week, maybe. So how can you share or sell a product if you don't use it? You cannot give your honest review. I literally just went on my Facebook VIP page, and those of you that are in it saw it, and I was smelling the 10 new wax scents, and I smelled sun-soaked petals, and I almost threw up while I was smelling it. I am not joking. Yes, addicted to new releases. Me too, girlfriend. I thought I liked that scent, and I pulled it out, and I couldn't even hide my face. I am someone that says everything with my face all the time, and I couldn't hide it. I knew that I was live, and I was like, well, we're just gonna roll with it. And I was like, that does not smell good. So because I have the product and I can share, my customers know I don't love floral. So I was like, oh, I think I kind of like it a little bit. Kinsey, my husband likes it. I was like, babe, smell this. It smells so bad. It's like minty on the bottom, and I cannot, I can't get with that. I'm really trying. Maybe once it's warm, I will have a different opinion. But that goes to show that because I have the product and I can share my honest review, you don't have to love every Cincy product. You're not going to. Cincy is supposed to be marketed to everyone. So that means there's going to be stuff that you don't like, and that's okay. It's okay to share with your customers because my floral lovers know, hey, I think I'm going to like that. That sounds like something I would like, even though I think it stinks. Again, building that trust. So you can so there's a couple different viewpoints on being your best customer and how you should go about it. Some leaders believe that you go to Kroger's and you buy your Tide at full price. So you should absolutely be buying your Cincy products your Cincy laundry products at full price because you would be spending that otherwise. I, however, still use my Hostess rewards because that's one of the perks to me with being a Scentsy consultant. You get your product at a discount 99% of the time. So you can use those Hostess rewards to be your best customer and buy products you wouldn't normally buy. I don't really use our travel tins a whole lot, so that was something I recently purchased so I could give more feedback on it. So if you can't afford everything at full price, use those Hostess rewards to purchase it. That is what they are for. When you love a product, it's so much easier to sell. If you don't love Scentsy, you will be a good consultant. You can be a good consultant, but you'll probably never be a fantastic, out of this world consultant. Because people know when you're sharing something that you like because you need money. And when you genuinely love a product so much that you are obsessed with it, it's more natural and people can see through it. So I could go on there and be like, wow, this sun-soaked petal scent smells so good, so good. But then when I share Magnolia Linen and I am like, oh my gosh, I can't get enough of it, this is going to be easier to sell even if all my customers hate clean scents. Because my genuine love and interest for the product showed. So whenever you're making your posts, if you're making them salesy, if you're using captions that are already on Workstation, if you're using white background images, you can still have good sales, but you will never have great sales. Just being honest. I have on here, you don't have to lie if you don't like something. So if you don't like sun-soaked petals, don't lie about it. Again, it goes back to trust. And I think you'll see that is a common theme with PRV. Taking care of your customers and building that trust is going to get you PRV today, and it's going to get you PRV 6 months from now because they trust you and want to come back to you. So for my PRV, I was looking at, okay, where does my PRV come from? In a single month, let me pull up what I have so I can kind of break it down for you. Okay, so currently this month, I have $2,833 of PRV. Now, I do personal mystery boxes and those orders are not included in this month yet. So, just to give you perspective. So usually about 500 to 800 of my PRV every single month will come from my personal mystery boxes. So, if you're new, you may not have seen, back in the summer, I did a live on how I do my mystery boxes. Brooke has shared several times. I know they're successful for her. Julie is super successful with them. I'm not sure who else has ever run them, but those are two people that come to mind instantly that have been really successful with their mystery boxes. Short story is every single month I create a theme and I keep it at the same price point. My glasses are like sliding off my face. Do you guys see this? I need to go get them tightened. So same theme, different themes, same price point. And then my mom and I put them together. We design them, we put them together, put all the fun stuff in them, and then again, the guys deliver them. But you hit it, Robin. So even though you've only hit it one time, you can absolutely hit it again because you've done it before. So I have those mystery boxes. It definitely depends on how many I have. There's times where I could have almost 1,000 PRV come from those mystery boxes because it's right before Christmas and they make great gifts, or right before Valentine's Day and they're gonna make great gifts to give to a significant other. So that is where my base of PRV comes from every month. I know that I'm gonna have that much just from my mystery boxes. When I started, I had 10 people interested in my mystery boxes, so it took time to build up to having that consistent PRV. And it goes through waves. There are times that I only have, 20 people interested, and right now I'm at like the 40 mark. So it just depends. So if you do something like that and you build a business off of that, which I know Stacy Behringer, she is a superstar director. She's one of the people I told you to follow on social media. She also does mystery boxes and she has even more than that. So it takes time to build up that business, but consistency is key. And knowing that I'm gonna have at least 1,000 PRV from my mystery boxes is gonna be so nice. If it's only $500, it's still $500 guaranteed in my pocket. And usually I'm putting those orders in on the 1st. Last month was different because I put them in early, so that's why this month is weird. So I am starting on the 1st with all of my mystery box orders, my warmer of the month orders, my scent of the month, and any kind of LTOs that are releasing. So I start on the first of every month with at least $500 or 500 PRV, at least. So I'm automatically getting paid off of my team on day one. So you have to find if there's a system that you could get down that works for you. You should absolutely be sharing warmer of the month so you can start off your month strong. So this is going to kind of tie into that whole not having a big circle thing, yada, yada, yada. So of course, sidetrack. Of course, to grow your circle, you absolutely can do vendor events. That's so hard right now with COVID, and I think that's why a lot of people are struggling. I did one event, and I grew my customer base by probably 6 or 8 people that still buy from me to this day from that event. So I know they can be super helpful in that area, and it's hard right now. It's absolutely hard. I just got invited to a virtual vendor event, so I'm really excited about that to see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted. But finding things like that will absolutely grow your customer base. But most of you guys, and I don't mean to be rude, but most of you guys aren't trying to find that stuff. Most of you guys aren't looking for virtual vendor events. Most of you guys aren't looking for socially distanced vendor events. Most of you guys aren't looking outside of your circle. You say that there's only X amount of people in your circle, but how many times do you go outside and try to find more? I believe that parties are the gateway for everything. We are a party-based business, and there are people that will build a business, a very successful business, and never do a party a day in their life. So I'm not saying it's the only way, but I feel like if you're struggling in pretty much any area in your business, parties are the gateway. PRV, you're gonna get something. If you don't get something, then we need to reevaluate the way you're doing parties. But you should get some kind of PRV. You have the opportunity to talk about sponsoring, and you're growing your circle. So there's 3 problems that a lot of you guys say you have answered through parties. I'm not saying one party a month is going to answer all of these problems, because it's not. And you're going to have parties that you barely reach 200 PRV, that no one seems interested. But you may have one of your 8 parties be so stellar that it's like $1,500 in PRV, and now your hostess wants to join because she saw how many of her friends like Cincy, and now she just grew and started a business off on the right foot, ready to go. So all of us start, this is funny that you guys are saying this, and it's like right into my notes. So we all start with our warm market, and you guys have probably heard this term. And this is your mom, your dad, your significant other, your cousin, your aunt, your friends, all of the people that you feel comfortable enough to reach out and say, hey, I just started this business. Would you mind taking a look at my link and seeing if you're interested in anything? Someone like that you're comfortable to reach out to and say that. And most of them will support you. Most of your friends and family will support you on the first time. They want to help you. They want to support you. But they don't need $2,000 worth of wax every single month. It's not going to sustain your business. So by doing parties, you are going to gain new customers and grow that circle to have more people to market to grow your VIP page. Mackenzie, let me ask you this. Have you ever hosted your own, besides your launch party, have you ever hosted your own party? Like, have you ever set up your own event? Have you ever had one in your home? Have you ever done any of that? So once you get, this is talking about once you have the party booked, people are going to want to help the hostess. They're their friends, they're their family, they're whatever. So they're going to want to help the hostess. So most of the time, they will absolutely purchase something to help the hostess. Okay, Mackenzie, you said yes that you have. So how did that go for you? What did your sales look like? How many people showed up? Like, tell me details. And we can do like personal one-on-one on this too if you don't want to share on here, but I think more people would probably benefit if you're okay with sharing. If not, that's totally fine too. So once I talk about sponsoring, I'm going to come back to this party chat, and most of you know where that's going. So Robin, mystery hostesses are very, I don't know what the word is. You have to be very careful with mystery hostesses because you can be easily out of compliance. and I don't love them for that reason. I love the idea of spoiling a random person, giving them all the orders, and a mystery hostess party is in compliance, but there's a ton of rules because you can't require them to purchase to be eligible to win, and then it can't be like a random draw. Like, there's so many little things that go into it, and it just terrifies me to be out of compliance, so I steer away from them. Please go on Workstation and find more resources for it, and share with us, because I absolutely would love to learn, and I know others would too. I find more success with bingo parties. So I can talk about how I run my bingo parties. And there's a video that I posted in the Boss Babes page that talks about bingo parties. That's super helpful, and I think that's better, in my opinion. So I've done videos on how I run my Facebook parties. I've done them back in the summer. They change for fall and winter in the fact that I change what products are being featured, but the outline, the skeleton, how I run them is very much the same. I keep mine open for a week. I post 1 or 2 posts a day. Hostess and I pick a day for me to go live, pick a day and time. I usually go live for about 30 minutes. I stand right here and I showcase everything that is on my shelf. I do a lot of education because a lot of people don't know about Scentsy, and I just share what I love. So, and I think if, one, you're willing to go live, which everyone should be, you guys have all done it. So if you're doing a Facebook party and you're not going live, that's your first fault. Just being honest, you have to go live. You can do all the posts in the world, but you're never gonna see as many sales as you will if you go live and show people your face and they can hear your voice and talk about it. And we talked so much about that during social media. Mackenzie, was it online or in person? So one of the things that so many people will tell you, and I have not done this yet, I will be completely honest with you guys, but one of the things that people will tell you to do to gain more customers and grow your network is to join groups on Facebook where there's similar interests. So if you are a pit bull lover, if you are a camper, if you are a XYZ, you need to be joining groups with those people with similar interests. You're gonna post in there and interact, but not about Scentsy. You're gonna build relationships, and then once you have those relationships, it's gonna be more natural, and they're gonna see on your personal Facebook that you are a Scentsy consultant, because that should absolutely be on your Facebook page. So that's a really good idea that tons of people have found success with. I have not personally tried it yet. I have been lazy and I haven't done it. So going and finding groups with similar interests, joining, building those relationships, and again, both of you, Robin and Mackenzie, have been consultants for, I mean, Robin, you joined back in the spring, and Mackenzie, I think you joined in the summer. So neither of you guys have hit your 1 year, have you? Have either of you hit your 1 year? And my point in saying that is, it took me almost 3 years to get where I am today with my customers and building that relationship and having as many customers as I do. And I think it's so easy for people to, I didn't think so, Robin. It's so easy for people to see my VIP page, and a couple of you guys requested to be in it, and I don't mind at all. I absolutely will share with you guys what I do, but I almost didn't want to let people in because I don't want people to see what I'm doing and see that I get 10 people to comment and you only get 2 people to comment. But this is 3 years worth of hard work. This is 3 years of finding people to share the opportunity with and share what I love and share everything, and you haven't even done it a year yet. And that's at no fault of yourself except for the fact that the time just hasn't passed yet. And there's people that start out so strong, and this group is included. They start out so strong. They hit those promotions and they are total rock stars. And that's totally fine. Like, I do not mind sharing at all. As long as you guys don't report me for being out of compliance if I accidentally share something, that's another thing that drives me up a wall. That's a story for another day. I do not ever want to post out of compliance, but you don't need to report me. Okay, soapbox. Anyways, some people start out so strong. They will get 5,000 PRV in their first month and they hit director in 2 months. That's great, but guess who now can't sustain director numbers? Or they can't sustain a customer base because everyone bought initially and now no one needs anything. Starting out strong is good, but for me, I would rather be slow and steady. And I was slow and steady from day one. It took me almost 2 years to hit director, which is still very good, but there's people that literally hit it in their second month. So you also have to remember that your journey is your journey, and just because someone has 400 people on their VIP page and you only have 80, remember this person's been in it for 5-10 years and you haven't even been in it for 12 months. So you just have to continue to do the work. And that's where people stop. They don't see the results tomorrow. They don't see the result of trying to build their business the next day. And so they just stop. They just say that they can't find people outside their circle, and that's the way that it is. There's no magical answer to anything in Cincy. I think parties are close, but there's no one answer, because your business is different than my business is different from her business, and your customers are all different than mine, hopefully. So you have to find what works, and that means a lot of trial and error. But as long as you're failing forward, you're taking steps in the right direction. It's not gonna be sunshine and rainbows. And I think most of you guys know that. Most of you guys have had a hard month. Most of you guys have had people tell you no. So even if you're failing, if you're using that failure as a stepping stone to get you to where you want to be, you're still winning. So doing things like going in the Facebook groups and building relationships that will not be built overnight, that will take time. Continuing to show up every day so people know you're serious about it. Continuing to host your own parties. Mackenzie, on that note, I know in-person parties are very difficult right now, so this may be something to consider once we're halfway back to normal. Hosting your own event in person in your home, showing people that they can have a salty treat, a sweet treat, and water as food, and you will literally do all of the work, can be huge. I definitely do way more Facebook parties than I do in-person parties, but when I do in-person parties, I always get bookings because people are like, wait, this is super easy. So if you do that and you're your best hostess, people will see how easy it is and they'll be like, well, hey, yeah, I think I could host a party for you. Something to think about. I am like getting way ahead of myself because my next comment is you will have to find what works for you. You'll never be successful with someone else's work. So that goes into comparing. Things do take time. Yes, Robin, you have been that way from day one. You have always felt like you're behind from day one. The day that you started, I felt like you were stressed that you were already behind. And you're never behind, and you're never ahead, and you're never behind, circle, left, right, because you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. So when people are posting that they have 3,000 PRV a month, or they have 5 new recruits, there is a director in one of our big groups that I swear she is a recruiting rock star. And it's easy. It is so easy for me to compare to her and be like, wow, I really need to step up my recruiting game. Guess how many recruits I've had this month? But guess what? I spent all of January pouring into you guys, spending hours and hours and hours of prep and speaking and communicating and doing homework and looking at that, pouring into you guys. So it's not a failure that I have 0 recruits, because guess what? We all grew together, and that's a success. You cannot do everything all the time. So my focus for January and February is pouring into my team. Come springtime, I'm gonna be hitting recruiting hard because I wanna continue to bless people with this business. But right now, that's not where I need to be. If someone comes to me and says, and this is gonna be in our recruiting talk, but if someone comes to me and says, like, I'm interested in joining, absolutely, I'll sign them up right now. But I am not actively searching because right now my focus is on my sales, on my customers, and on you guys. So remember, whenever you're comparing, you're right where you're supposed to be. Mackenzie, you are right where Mackenzie's supposed to be right now. Robin, where you are is where Robin is meant to be right now. You're not meant to be 3 steps ahead or 3 steps to the right or 3 steps to the left. You're right here for a reason. So if you show up and you're consistent and you do the things that you need to do, you absolutely will see success in the long run, because that's where you need to be then. But right now, it's okay to be right here. That was like a whole off-topic speech, but that's okay. That's why I like talking to you guys. So going to sales, and it sounds like parties needs to be talked about. So I'm going to check in our topics and see if I can wiggle some stuff around or do a day or half a thing more focused on parties. I am literally only on page 3 of 4, and I've been talking for like an hour. So, all right. When talking about PRV, you should not be relying on LTOs for your PRV. Meaning, I know that there's probably going to be another LTO in February. So I should not say, well, I'm going to get $500 in sales, and then I'm going to get $200 in LTO, so I will hit $700 in PRV. No. You do not count PRV into what you want to get that month, or LTOs into what you want to get that month. Your PRV needs to come from your sales, from taking care of your customers, and from your parties. Any of the LTOs should be an addition. So it's like the cherry on top. Don't ever rely on LTOs, because what if that LTO drops and none of your customers like it? None of your customers are Baby Yoda fans. Then what? You relied on that 200 PRV to hit your goal of 700, and now you're screwed because you don't have it. You're not screwed, but you're not where you want to be. So don't ever rely on LTOs for PRV, ever. They are additions and extra sprinkles on top of our regular PRV. Those should always be a bonus. Dan Orchard said it during World Tour, if you were listening. Catalog sales are the backbone of your business. Meaning, what is in this catalog should be where you rely on your PRV to come from. Not from LTOs, not from the Easter collection, not from the Mother's Day collection. That stuff is extra. This is your backbone. This is what you can rely on. Not to mention, this may back order, but it's not going to sell out in 5 minutes because it's in the catalog, so it's guaranteed during that catalog season. Okay? Backbone. LTOs, extra. One of the ways that whenever I was like searching for different creative ideas was to ask people for their feedback on samples. So if you give them, all your customers a sample of the new Magnolia Linen Scent, and you say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I threw a sample of that new Magnolia Linen Scent into your package. I was just wondering if you could give me feedback. It's going to really help me in my business. They feel special because you're asking them for their feedback. They're looking for that sample. They have to have the point of contact to communicate again, so there's your follow-up, and they're more likely to purchase that scent. Something to think about. And I go back to more than just wax. So you can absolutely put all the new scents in because obviously they haven't smelled it, but what if they've never tried Counter Clean? Put in a sample of Counter Clean and say, hey, I just want to know your honest opinion. Let's be real, Counter Clean is made up of like unicorns and rainbows, so they will absolutely fall in love. And now they have a point of contact. You have a reason to reach back out and say, hey, just wanted to check back in and see how you were liking that Counter Clean sample I gave you. Follow up, not salesy. You're just checking back in for their opinion, but hey, now they like it and they want to order it. So, just an idea. Of course, it's extra work for you because 1, you have to make the samples, 2, you have to track them, and 3, you have to follow up. But is that sale worth it? So I already said this, as a leader, 500 PRV should be nothing. That should be easy for you. That should be, honestly, I'm going to talk about this, but that should be Cincy Club for you. Cincy Club should get you that 500 PRV already. Are we there yet? No, I'm not. I get a couple hundred, but I'm not guaranteed $500 in Cincy Club every month. But that's where I want to go because I don't have to think about those sales. So front loading your calendar, getting the pre-orders for the warmer of the month, getting pre-orders for the scent of the month, getting pre-orders for our brand new catalog coming out. I know some of you guys aren't happy with where your PRV is this month, so you're still continuing to hit that, and that's totally fine. But don't go too long and then not share any of this so you don't have an order to put in on the 1st. So front loading your calendar just means that you have a lot of your sales, the majority of your sales in the beginning. So having your parties early in the month, having your pre-orders put in, so then you hit your goals earlier in the month, and then outside of that, it's just extra. Tracking samples. Chloe Cox is a fabulous tracking system on tracking samples. Go to OG Boss Babes on YouTube, and she has tons of videos, and there's a video on her tracking system, and she has one. So don't recreate the wheel, it's already out there. Again, I have share, don't sell. So that we already talked about in our social media week, but that is so important. If you are trying to sell to everyone, you're not going to see the PRV you want to see. If you're sharing genuinely, sharing what you love, sharing why you love it, you're going to have better sales. And using those real life images, all that social media stuff we talked about. This is huge. I need you to write this down. There's only 2 of you on right now, but that's okay. 2 of you, and I think one's my mom, but that's fine. Robin, I think you're still on here. Do not get comfortable. Do not get comfortable. The minute you get comfortable with where you are, it's a downhill slide. You should always be hungry for more. Now, do I love the fact that I have X amount of PRV starting off the month? Absolutely. But I always want to grow that. I'm never going to get comfortable because so-and-so may not want a box anymore, or this person just lost their job, so the 3 boxes they were ordering, they're not ordering those anymore, and then it's slowly going to go downhill. Yes, Robin, beautiful. So the moment you get comfortable is the moment the downhill slide starts. You always should be hungry for more. Always continue to book parties. And it sounds like we need to have a chat about that, so that will follow up. Put a little asterisk. We'll follow up. And with new releases, oh no, my phone's at 20%. It's telling me to shut up. With new releases, I've shared this before. Hang on, I think I have a phone charger. Nope, I don't. Never mind. Okay, so that means I have to hurry. With new releases, you have to share them more than once, and that's with anything. But things that you feel like your customers will love, reach out to people individually. Reach out to, I'm good at talking fast, Mom. We know I can do that. Reach out to people that you think are going to love the LTOs. Post it on social media several times. Do not get comfortable and only post it one time because you're not going to see the results that you want. People will not always come to you. So this is something I struggle with, and my mom knows that I have tried all the follow-up systems in the world, every single one of them, and none of them work for me. I expect my customers to come to me, and that's not how it should be. I'm just being honest. My customers know when they need something, they come to me. But I should be reaching out to them before they even need me. So that's something I need to work on, is my follow-up system. I already talked about that. Creating an easy buying experience is huge because then they'll want to come back for more. If you already have their payment system, if you already have their credit card written down, they don't have to give you their credit card information every time. Huge, super easy. They can just say, hey, order this for me. If you share what other people are buying, you will see great success with that too. So if you share, you'll see leaders do this on even like your stories, a screenshot of someone's order. Don't include like their address and credit card information and stuff. But if you're like, hey, thank you so-and-so so much for your order. I know you're going to love that counter clean or whatever. People are watching what other people are buying. So if someone else is buying it, then they will be like, oh, that's interesting. I thought about buying that, but clearly people like that. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. So making posts in your VIP page. Thank you so-and-so so much for your pre-order for the Catching Z's collection. Robin, if you create that relationship and it is genuine and you're coming from a place of genuine, like, I just want to tell you about it, you shouldn't feel bad because you're trying to make their lives better. But if you're just reaching out because you want a sale, then that's where that salesy aspects come in. Always thanking them online, always sending them, I was like, what does this note say? Always writing them a thank you card. That's in our Boss Babe page. You all should know that by now. You all should be writing handwritten thank you cards. So for example, in my VIP page, I shared with my customers what their orders from now until May are going towards. So while originally that was going towards my school loans, We had to replace our furnace. So now they know what their purchases are supporting. Because again, why are they supporting you and not someone else? They're coming back to you. So share with them. They know you're making money off of them. Like, they know that by giving you an order, you're gonna make money. That's how direct sales work. So just be honest and be like, listen, because of your order, I was able to go and treat myself to a pedicure, and I'm so thankful for you. That's gonna make them feel good. Consistency is so important in your sales. And to be completely honest, PRV has not been my weak link for my business. It's always been recruiting. Sales have come kind of naturally for me, and I don't think it's because I just have a good customer base. I think it's because I consistently post every single day. So what I want you to do at the end of this call is you're gonna schedule 5 posts for the rest of this week. So 5 posts, so that every day schedule at least 1 post, and most of you guys are already doing this, but sharing a product, sharing new product coming out, sharing a product leaving, share whatever you'd like to share, but schedule something every single day from now until the end of the month. At least. Cincy Club is huge for your business. And again, you should have one, because how can you share something that you're not even personally using? Cincy Club is so nice. And it literally got me through fall and winter of not having pink cotton. And my customers know that. And Cincy Club has been around for what? Over a year now. And I'm just now getting my customers to catch on to the benefits of it. When I first started, people looked at me like I had 12 heads when I shared Cincy Club. They're like, there's some kind of catch or something. So now I share when I have a customer that subscribes to it. So then other people are like, oh, hey, they subscribe. There must not be a catch to it. I must just be overthinking it. And I've shared till I am blue in the face the benefits of it. I've done lives, I've done posts, I've done cards in their orders. I literally share about stuff in every way I can. Get it in front of them. So something else that I personally do is I add bars into my Cincy Club that are retiring, discontinuing, whatever, that I know a customer loves. So I have a lot of people that like breakfast in bed, including myself. So I added a couple extra breakfast in bed into my club, because I know come June, July, whenever they don't have any more, they're gonna text me and be like, hey, can I get a 6-pack of breakfast in bed? And I'm gonna be like, listen, girl, I texted you and told you it was leaving. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's another great way to get sales at the end of a catalog season. Under your reporting tab, there is the option to find anyone that's bought a product that's discontinuing, and now you have a touch point to reach out to them. So everyone should be doing that, and I'll be sharing that in the Boss Babes page, but I would definitely do that. It's under your reporting tab and discontinuing. It'll pull up a list of everyone that's ever purchased an item that is leaving us. So Cincy Club is literally reoccurring PRV over and over and over and over, and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to input their order. They can go in and edit it and change it at any time. So that means you have to take extra special care of them. I send them monthly thank yous. Fun little packages that cost me a couple dollars, and I make sure they get it to know that they are a part of the VIP club. That's what I call them. Anyone that's in the Cincy Club is my VIP, and I send them an extra special thank you. If someone is going to spend $30 with you, you should be directing them to Cincy Club, because they would automatically get 10% off their order. Okay, upselling. Sticky word, I don't like it. I think that it's gross sounding, but it is important. So if someone wants to order, say, 2 bars, I will always say, if you buy 1 more, you'll save $1. Or if you add 1 more, I can bundle and save you some money. People love to save money. And truthfully, some people will be upset if you don't tell them that they could have saved money by buying another one. Especially, like, if they buy 4, and you're like, hey, if you purchase 1 more, you'd get 1 free. People will be upset. And I know from experience, if you don't tell them that if they would have only bought 1 more, they would have gotten 1 free. So, while upselling sounds like a bad word, I don't love that word, it is important. You should always be doing that with bundle and saves. So all of the kind of bundling options, the warmers, the 3 counter cleans, whatever, you should always have that. You should know that. So whenever your customer gives you an order, you can think to yourself, can I save them money? If they give you a warmer and 2 bars, ask them if they want to add a third to save money. So know those bundle and saves. That's how they know that you have their best interest in mind, because you want to save them money, so they trust you. As with anything, and this is my closing, and I will definitely, maybe I shouldn't make that promise. I will look when I'm going to talk about parties. I have a really busy week ahead of me. But parties I will definitely touch on parties. It's imperative, so I definitely think it's an important topic, and I'm happy to talk about it as much as I can, as much as I know. But as with anything, when talking about sales, when talking about PRV, when talking about anything, it takes consistency. You cannot just make a post on your personal page, in your VIP page, when you need to get active, when you need something. You should be sharing every single day, so when you need to get active, it just happens. Okay? Don't just pop up when a new warmer and LTO launches because you think your customers are going to buy it. You should be popping up every day, so whenever an LTO launches, they're used to seeing your face, and they're used to seeing your post, and it doesn't seem salesy. It will become more and more natural to share the more that you share. Okay? So originally, I was planning on talking about recruiting next week. I don't have any notes done. I don't have anything done. So maybe next week we'll talk about parties, or we'll kind of combine the two. Robin, I am happy. What if, here's an idea. What if I talk about parties and ideas to get them booked, and then I ran through how I would run a Facebook party? Like if I did a live and share with you guys like what I say whenever I'm sharing. Is that something you guys would like? I don't know. I'll think about it. Let me know what you think. This program is 100% about you guys, so I want to do whatever helps you. So parties will probably be next. That will probably be next week, so I need to delete this note. Okay, Robin says that's a good idea. All right, well, whenever people watch the like hour-and-a-half long video and they get to this point, make sure you tell me if that's something that you think you would like, or what about parties you guys need help with. I'm no party booking expert, but we can learn together. And I hope you realize with PRV, I gave you ideas. I gave you Cincy Club ideas. I gave you booking parties. I gave you monthly boxes. I gave you customer service. I gave you upselling. I gave you points. But I didn't explicitly say step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this. Because at the end of the day, that's your job. Okay? And that's not to be mean. My job is to give you the resources that you need. So I'm telling you that those items work for PRV. They get you $2,000 a month. They get you 5% extra in your paycheck if you do them consistently. So if you have an item like you're like, I really don't know about Cincy Club, go on your workstation and teach yourself. If you don't even know how to set one up, that should be square one. You should go in there and play around with it so you know what it looks like on your customer's end. I've done lives where I've set one up on my end and showed them how easy it is to just input products that you need. You should always know they get 10% off after they spend $30, and they get a free item at half price after they spend $60. Stuff like that, you just have to know. And that's when it becomes more natural to share that kind of stuff, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I know this was a long one. I knew it would be. I don't have the homework done yet, so I'm going to work on that as I work on other stuff. And I will start to collect notes and everything for parties. And next week we'll see how it plays out. If we want to do like a mock party, if that's something people think would be helpful. If you guys are like, no, I know how to run a Facebook party, like, please don't do that. Please just tell us how to book them. Then I can go that route too. So just tell me what you need. Thank you guys so much for your effort. I know that I threw a lot at you today, and it's going to get heavy, and it's going to get heavy fast. But I know you guys are all very much capable of it. Show up for yourself, show up for your business, and you will see the results that you want. So I'm going to go document. I'm going to go get some notes together, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.